weren't showing Christ's love in real time. You were too busy being a living autocorrect, a Christian autocorrect. We
Mhm.
are called to underline people's mistakes. And I think that so many feel like they have the right to be judge and jury. And that's really when it comes to um, fellow believers. So it makes you kind of wonder. And that's always a good sign of, sorry, I'm talking to my makeup brush, but it's always a good sign to not be in that space. If you know that your goal as a Christian is to bring in, to save souls, to bring in other people who are hurt, who are lost, who are broken, who are not yet already a part of the church. When someone in that church ostracizes you, when someone in that church when someone in that church alienates other members of that church or that Bible study or that whatever small group, what would they do? Would you be proud of their behavior if you met someone, if you met a homeless man who was hurting, a veteran who gave his life for this country and his mental health is gone and he's living on the streets, and you invite him to church and he comes in his tattered clothes and his poor mental health, and he is in the vicinity, in the space of those people or that person, would you worry about how he would be treated? Because it's just like recommending someone for a job, right? If you have a great job and that you find out there's an opening at your company and you have a friend who needs a job, you put your neck out there for him. You say, okay, I told them you're a great worker. I gave my recommendation for you. Start on Monday. And he comes in and he doesn't show up on time. And he takes 2-hour lunches and he disrespects your place of work. Well, that would kind of stink. So I feel like it's that times a million, because at the end of the day, maybe they might not hire another person you recommend. That's worst case scenario, really. If you recommend someone for a job, if you recommend someone to your church who desperately needs, or just needs in general, to have a reason to live, to have that connection to something greater than themselves, you invite that person, and there are people that you fellowship with who don't love on people, who don't pour into people. This might have been the one time, the one chance, the perfect stars aligning for this person to end up in a place of worship, to end up in a place of forgiving, to end up in a place of fellowship. This might be the only time. They might have turned down a million people before you, but something in you made them want to come to that space. And if you are connecting yourself to people in that space who would harm others in that space, you might have cost someone their soul, because
Mm.
your heart is pure, your heart is good, your intentions for others are good. So you're gonna bring in people, you're gonna change people's lives, you're gonna make them want to see God, right? But those people turn them away. So that, you're talking about more than just so and so, Susie so and so's not that nice, she has her days. We're talking about, what is the purpose of the church? And is this church, is this place of worship, is this place of fellowship the kind of place that can save people, that can perform Christ's love, that can show people what that looks like? because you can't save everyone by yourself. That's the whole point of having people who are like-minded together. You bring somebody, brings someone in, and you make them feel welcome, you make them feel loved, you introduce yourself, you pour into them, and that person comes back the next week and the next week, and then they bring their family, and then they have kids, and their kids are raised in that church, and their kids, and maybe they start ministries. That is how it works. And when you have a congregation, a body of people who judge and hurt and turn people away, the road stops there. There are no more, I'm coming back next week. There's a lot of one-timers who never show up again. There is no so-and-so, is a regular now, and they have kids and they've had kids. Those kids that could have been in ministry, that could have saved people themselves, they don't exist because of a few bad apples. So
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, no, you're good. Like, I'm really glad that you brought this up because, like, it just as a Christian myself, like, so you definitely want to be the hands and feet of Jesus. That like we're called to do. Like, we're called to love others and to show that love towards others, no matter who they are, and like I said, if they're especially if they're new to Christianity, you want to help them on their walk and their journey. And if, like you said, there's those very few bad apples that are out there that can tarnish the journey, or stop somebody from wanting to go into ministry, or anything like that. So it's definitely important to surround yourself with the right kind of people, and to just to be that friend to somebody that may not have friends. And let's just help, let's do, like we've been talking about, just helping build people up instead of calling people out for the little things that probably don't matter at the end of the day. So I said that's very important things, as far as when it comes to being a true friend to somebody. My next question that I have is going to be, do you feel like you get along with females, or do you get along with more males, like currently in life?
I feel like I get along with everyone, to be honest. Um, I feel like this. I am susceptible and open to loving anyone. I give everyone my same effort, no matter who they are, what they are, or whatever. I genuinely enjoy people. I am a people person. I'm an extroverted introvert, so I do like to shut down and have my own time for probably way too long. But I do love people, and I love being a part of people's story, even in some small way. So I would say that I get along with women and men as long as they're good people. I think that women, um, I think that I'm sure of myself, and I'm a very happy person, and I give of myself. I don't post about what I give. I don't post about how I give it. And I'm not talking about just like monetarily. Um, People would never know some of the things that I've done or said just to make people feel better or try to be a good person, because it genuinely fills my heart to make people smile, to make people feel seen. And some people see that as being thinking I'm all that, or thinking I'm better, or they see that aura about me, that sense, that vibe about me, and they take it as that I mean that maybe I just am self-centered pretty much. But anyone who actually knows me and spends time with me knows that that's not true. um I feel happy and blessed as if it happened to me when good things happen to the people around me. And the thing about it is, I love everyone. but I cannot be closely associated with anyone who is um, not as loving and as supportive as I am, because I'm the kind of person that people who take really, really, really like to be around and associate with, because I do give too much sometimes. And so I think someone who is a taker would take advantage of that. And so I've had to learn boundaries with those kinds of things, especially now, being in photography, which is a field that you don't really think about, like being able to bless people, like, because photography is a luxury and not everyone can afford it. And when you do for people, um, you know, I've volunteered to do it, but there are times when people will like message you a long, super, like, my hamster died, my best friend started drinking, and my dog ate some garbage, and it's just been a bad week. So can I get some free photos? And it's just like, you have to be careful. Um, and then a lot of people will want to be my friend just to take pictures with me and be seen on social media. And that's really sad. Because I am a person with feelings, and this is like, I cannot imagine being like a celebrity or someone who has a name for themselves, like a real name, not just like a small town name. Um, because it's sometimes lonely, even like being a regular person who people like. So it's kind of a layered thing, because I feel like I get along with both. Now, the problem with men is that most of them do not want to be friends. So I am a married woman, so I can't like just start friendships with the randos. And I think it's a little suspect to like get friends of the opposite sex like randomly when you're in a relationship. Like, I feel like friends that I've had since before I've been married, that's like, sorry, that's one thing, because you've known that person. It predates your relationship. There's nothing sketchy about staying friends with someone you're already friends with and have had a generally platonic situation with the entire time. And like being like, hey babe, there's this guy named Josh that I met from Starbucks. I'm gonna go out tonight with him. Like, that's there's levels to it. But obviously we trust each other, and he knows that if I like people, it's because they're a good person. So he doesn't really worry about that. But I have a very good radar of like, no, blocked. So yeah, I think, and then a lot of men, how do I put this without hurting people's feelings or being, some men are very misogynistic. And they don't see women as equal to them at all in any way. And so they mansplain everything to you and talk down to you like you're a stupid little girl. And I'm a grown woman, and I'm very smart, and I'm very intelligent, and I am educated, and I know that my feelings and my thoughts have value just as anyone else does. And it's not a hormonal thing, and it's not because that time of the month, and it's not because of pregnancy or whatever else women go through. It's because I have feelings and I'm a human being, and they're valid.